All right. Hello, my good friends. Very, very good evening to all of you. And welcome to our ultimate and final training sessions for the upcoming Hearts MUN 2025 conference. Hope you're all doing well and can hear and see me in the chat box. If you could put up a thumbs up or a heart so I know that I am audible and visible to all of you, it would be super duper helpful for us to be on the same page. Absolutely fantastic. Great, great, great. I have also managed to get myself groomed, transformed from evolution in reverse. So today is all about you. Today is all about doubt solving. Today is all about your questions. I know over the last 2 days, you all have asked many questions in a chat box, and I have intentionally ignored it. The only reason I've done so is because I wanted to focus on the procedural aspects first. Now that I've completed majorly all of it, I'd like to take in questions from the chat box only. So, lovely to meet all of you. Good evening, Chris Jackson. Good evening, DD Tech Tamil. I love your usernames. Dragonfire Ninjas like rare occurrence. Yes, I know. It's very rare for evolution in reverse. I'm glad you get the pun. Shalab Ved, what's up, Prashant bro? Shalab, lovely to see you as always. Finally, we have a question. Meiji says, can we use AI? Ideally, we do not want you to use AI to sit and draft and automate everything in the conference. So, what we'd suggest you to do is we suggest you could use AI to maybe find credible sources, but read from the credible sources and not from your chat GPTs or Geminis as such. So don't be on AI all the time. If you are looking for a credible source, then you can check that with AI and get redirected, but do not sit and tell AI to draft something for you or to create a speech for you or to research something for you. That is something you need to do on your own, because I don't think your chairpersons would be too pleased if you do something like that. Diksha says, Sir, you shaved. Yes, sir, has shaved. We have to look a little human from time to time, although I'm more savvy with the monkeys in the universe, especially at Guindy National Park. X, hi Keshav, nice to always see you. XGZ underscore the pizza legend says, Good morning, Prashant bro. The pizza legend, may I remind you that it is a good evening and not a good morning, but it's always a good time for pizza, no doubt about that. Moving on to the next question. I think everybody's really happy or disappointed about my beard. I'm not so sure why. What the public opinion is on it, but nonetheless, let's go on to more pertinent questions. Sir, is it compulsory to create a draft paper? Mitra, what do you mean by draft paper? Do you mean a draft resolution? Do you mean a working paper? What is it that you mean when you use the term draft papers? What I'd like to ask you, if you could put that in the chat box so we could revisit it. Randspot says the pizza legend. Randspot, you need to check with your own respective institutions whether transport is given to you. Is that's what I'm assuming, pizza legend. By the way, what's your favorite pizza, if I may ask you as well? So, Vivan Agarwal, can you explain what happened in day two very shortly, just the main? Vivan, you know what? The link of day two is there in the YouTube channel. You can view the entire session at your own pace. So I don't see the need for me to, run through the entire session once again. So maybe you could have a look at the video comfortably at your own pace, over the next couple of days. I think that should do you well. And Mahesh asks us, so how is ROP related to IPL and mega auction? So to be very honest with you, and Mahesh, ROP is not used actively in IPL. IPL is more like, you could say, the mega auctions like you would have seen on your television. So essentially, what I'd suggest, like basically what happens in the IPL is just like the actual mega auctions. Each franchise, right? Each franchise gets like a budget of 120 crore as per the IPL rules, and what we all need to do what we all need to do is we need to create the most dynamic team, keeping in mind the nuances of how many foreign players we should keep, how many retained cards we should use, and so on and so forth, and create the most dynamic team through bidding and auctioning. Adya Agarwal asks us, what is a position paper? A position paper essentially is showcasing the stance of your country as a delegate. So basically, for example, if I'm India, and I'm talking about the India-Pakistan issue over Kashmir, then in my position paper, I will very firmly write that, hey, you know what, Kashmir is ours, has always been ours ever since independence. Pakistan's boundaries have been demarcated in accordance as well, and we are against terrorism, and we are against revisiting the same issue which has been tried and tested multiple times by the Pakistanis, and so on. So that is the reason why. That is the reason why this is basically how a position paper must be there. Remya Divakar looking good and fine, sir. Thank you so much. Bhaskar, where did Bhaskar go? 1 minute, I lost a chat. Just a moment, my friends. Ah, Bhaskar, where is your beard, sir? It took a vacation. Shadow Storm Bloss, sir. I got Kazakhstan as my portfolio and Arctic Council as my community. Is it not at all related to Arctic Council? It is not at all related to the Arctic Council. I don't think that's true. Actually, you should actually research how is Kazakhstan related to Arctic sovereignty online. It will give you a lot of clarity. It will give you a lot of clarity. It does seem unrelated, even though it is not an Arctic Council member, but also has a strong link with Russia. So basically, they are not happy with the fact that Russia is taking initiative and have first basically say in this thing. So Russia uses the northern routes, the ports, and infrastructure for Arctic development. Kazakhstan has indirect interest also in how Russia asserts its Arctic sovereignty as well. So, as a matter of fact, Kazakhstan is indirectly involved, and Shadowstorm blocks. I urge you to do a little bit more in depth research. I'm sure you'll find a lot of information. Dr. Jivita J. Uh, I need a doctor too, to be honest with you. But at the same point of time, your question is, do we get internet provided? Uh, yes, you do have internet provided, but let me tell you one thing. We have 1,000 students out here, 1,000 delegates just like you. The total capacity that the Wi-Fi system can actively service devices is 300 devices. So my honest suggestion is you'll all have mobile phones, right? So you get like a 25 rupee 24-hour unlimited data recharge. Do that so you don't have the stress of connecting disconnecting with Wi-Fi during the time at your conference. Jiva, sir, we are not able to find credible sources like you say, research about a country stands in agenda. No, Jiva, if you look at my first session, the first 15 minutes of my session one of training, you will notice I have only given you the credible sources that you must research upon. So please view that session and please go to Google and search what are credible sources of information on international issues. Dragonfly Ninja, if you have missed out on the session 1 and 2, you must watch it again. I am not going to spoon feed you by doing a quick recap of 2 sessions in 5 minutes, and it's genuinely not possible to do that in a doubt solving session to summarize an entire 1 hour session. Strawberry Q. Sir, is AI allowed? I have answered this question as well, Strawberry Q. AI is essentially not allowed. But like I said, in case you're using AI to discover credible sources of information, like Jiva's asking, you can use AI to find out what the credible source of information are, but you cannot ask AI to automate everything that you need to do in the conference. All right. More Sri Ninja. So your shaved beard is majestic. Okay, I thought a beard would be majestic, not a shaved one, but okay. Um, Hi sir, what should we wear? Semi-formal, Madhu Mati. Hey, Tarun is cool. Thank you, Tarun, for backing me up on the session out here. I do appreciate it. Madhumati says, "Hi, sir. What should we wear in semi-formal?" So first things first. As a male, I don't believe we live in a society where males should tell females what to wear. I think they are the decider for themselves. For semi-formals, you could probably I mean, just an abstract opinion, nothing enforcing. You can probably wear like a formal pant, like a long pant, or maybe like a pencil skirt, along with like a half sleeve shirt or something like that. Something that comes across as semi formals, maybe a dress, but not like a dress which would go like which is too revealing, or which is against that, which would be, how do you say, uh, not too appreciative to other people. So I think that would what you would consider a semi-formal. But hey, you know what, Madhumati, you should probably check in with your sister or your mother, or some of your friends who are getting dressed up for the event. They'd be in a better position to guide you on what to wear for semi-formal. But like I said, I'm being a male, I'm of the first stance that we should not tell a female on what they should not wear. They should be able to take their own independent, but most importantly, respectful decision on how they carry themselves publicly. Shalab, wait, actually, it is my dad's account, but hi, anyways, and where's your diesel? Hi, Shalab, my diesel is right here. Good to have you in the session, and good to have you in the last two sessions as well. Chris Jackson has asked a very smart question, but Copilot also comes under AI, Chris. So be it Gemini, be it ChatGPT, be it even Perplexity, Copilot also comes under the jurisdiction of uh, ChatGPT. So please do not draft your GSLs from there, uh, because what will happen is it will not sound like you will not be able to elaborate on it further, and you will not be able to have healthy discussions, and the whole discussion will just be AI to AI in the conference. So please don't do that. Saranya Senior, sir, is the time, what is the time for it? Saranya, what is the time for what, if you could elaborate? Renik Ramesh, sir, can you re-explain working paper? Okay, working paper is essentially a solution on the subtopic of the main agenda. So your entire agenda is broken down into sub-agendas. Each sub-agenda discussed in a moderated caucus. The solution to the sub-agenda, which is a contributing problem to the bigger situation, the solution to that is known as a working paper. There is no essentially particular format to it. It can be written as point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and so on, and that's how your working paper essentially works. It's put through an informal vote, which is basically simple majority. Aesthetic shine, what are we supposed to wear on the second day? Semi-formals is what we need to wear on the second day. Meiji when debating one to one with another delegate, how much time do you have to research mid challenge? So this is something that you could take permission or discretion from your chairperson. I'm sure if you're getting on a 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, your chairperson will probably allocate you maybe few minutes to prepare prior to when you come, depending on the depth of the situation and level of content and information that needs to be shared. I'm sure your chairperson will give you, just appeal to the chairperson, request the chairperson, hey, can I please have some time for preparing for this one-on-one debate or 1v1 as such. Lalita Potluri, is position paper compulsory? So every chair has their own way of functioning. Some chairs do not have position paper, some chairpersons do have position papers. So I would strongly advise you check in with your chairperson on your WhatsApp group of your committee and ask your chairperson whether the position paper is required and mandatory in your committee. Sir, what is SAP? As per my knowledge, it's a systematic action plan, is what I understand from SAP. But however, once again, this is something your chairperson would have given you an insight upon when it comes to your committee and it's specific. I'm assuming this is the IPSS committee and the chairperson would have given this to you. I'd recommend you to once again redirect this question on your committee WhatsApp group to ask your chairperson what he or she would want in an SAP. And as per my knowledge, I know there's a documented format of the SAP that the chairperson has shared as well. Vidur Adithan. Position paper is essentially something I've explained prior in this session. It is essentially showcasing your stance as a country to the committee. Let me know about Charit Kandam. Yes, I have emphasized on position papers enough. Sir, there are only two paperworks, right? So essentially, yes, in all committees, there are working papers and resolutions. If there's a crisis, you have a declaration. And of course, you have the fourth one, which is your position paper, if it is applicable by your chairperson. Avinash asks us, sir, when are we allowed to use laptops? Laptops you can use as per the chair's discretion. Carry them with you. Your chairperson will allow for you to use it, I think, at majorly all times. Internet is subjective because if everybody is just going to be connected on the internet and discussion is not going to be happening. But I do believe that electronic equipment you can use comfortably since all of your research is in PDF format. The pizza legend likes chicken pizza. Amazing pizza legend. Is it thin crust or thick crust? Let me know. Or is it the Chicago thick crust? KPSM, you're looking great. Thank you so much. We shall take a selfie together. Will the internet be fast? Keshav Saravanan Karpagam. Such first world problems, I tell you. The internet will not be fast enough, let me assure you in advance. If you want me to sugarcoat it and tell you, I could, but there are 300 devices that can be connected at one time to the Wi-Fi services at our institution. My suggestion, once again, take a 24-hour plan for 25 rupees and have unlimited data. Use your mobile hotspots. What all sources can we use as Science Squad to find moderated caucus topics? You don't need to use a source for a moderated caucus topic. Once you identify the problems contributing to the bigger problem, which is your agenda, those small problems contributing to the major problem or major agenda are in itself your moderated caucus topics. Spidey's video web. What amazing usernames you guys have, huh? So Spidey's video web. Do we have to say a speech? Yes, of course, Spidey. I know that Spider-Man doesn't speak much in the movies. He's more of an action person. But yes, in MUN, we do want you to stand up and speak up. You don't need to be some great speaker to speak. The idea is the information, the context, and the content that you share. So don't stop yourself or hold yourself to speak in the committee. Just let your thoughts flow without a filter. Diksha, I explained moderated caucus in the previous question a few minutes back. Unmoderated caucus is essentially the time, it's an informal session where we can get up from our seats where we're seated at, lobby and negotiate with the other delegates in our committee. At the same point of time, we can use the time to draft our resolutions and working papers as well. Mitra Kanan. Yes, sir. I mean, the draft resolution, is it compulsory? So, draft resolution is not necessarily compulsory, to be very honest with you. But a draft resolution essentially shows that the committee has had some discussion and formed some sort of consensus. So, a successful committee in an MUN conference is one that basically creates a draft resolution and passes it. But there's no hard and fast bullet rule that, hey, you have to pass a resolution and you have to draft a resolution. Ideally, you should. That's the objective of the MUN. Hanna Pandit, we can use laptops and devices, right, sir? Right, Ahana. You can use laptops and devices. Internet needs to be taken permission from your respective chairperson. Lakshmi says, sir, I'm in the committee of IPC as a photographer. Should I create my GSL? I think once again, if your chairperson would want you to be part of GSL, Lakshmi, in your committee, I would recommend you to check in with your chairperson on your group. Music Cloud, sir, is it possible to get a refund? Music Cloud, unfortunately not. The thing is that all of your orders, right, from your catering to your conference kits to your badges to your, certificates, all your purchase orders for the conference have been placed, and that's the reason why it is not possible to get a refund at this time. How many speeches should we give? Lakshmi Anamalai asks us. Lakshmi, there is no limit. There is no number saying we have to give one or three or five or seven. as per your involvement in the discussions, as per your intention to speak, stand up and speak up. There is no problem whatsoever. Next up, what is policy paper in SAP? Samira, again, this is the IPSS chairperson's process that they have asked you. So once again, requesting you to check in with the IPSS chairperson on your respective group. Meme bites, sir. Can you tell me the format for unmod and mod? So basically, it's a type of motion. What you need to essentially do is raise your placard, say motion to open a moderated caucus, whatever your subtopic is, allocate a time period, maximum of 10 minutes, and allocate time per speaker, maximum 1 minute per speaker. Then it goes into a voting, informal voting, simple majority. Accordingly, it will pass or it will fail. Unmoderated caucus, on the other hand, is essentially where you raise your placard, motion to open an unmoderated caucus, highlight the time period you want it to be allocated for, 10 to maximum 15 minutes, put it to informal vote, and there you have the process for your mod and unmod at large. What's spa, sir? I'm continuously thinking, what's up, sir? People ask me. Bhaskar, once again, IPSS committee, put it on the group. I will also ask the chairperson to explain spa to all of you on your respective IPSS group as well. Strawberry Q, I've answered your question. Venkat SP asks, can only the owners bid in mega auctions? No, not necessarily. It is a team effort. It is a teamwork. So as a committee, as a group, you all will essentially bid in the mega auctions. Masterclass Art Sid and Shravan. Sir, what should we do for GSL and IPL mega auction? Check in with your chairperson. Generally, in the auctions, we don't have GSL speeches, it's directly the auctions. But however, your chairperson would like to have a GSL, in case he or she does, I would recommend you to check in on your group once again. So, would you mind Vision Boy 123? So, would you mind explain what topics or heading should be involved into your position paper and the opening speech? So, on your group, once again, Vision Boy, you'd be having a format for a position paper. Look at that format. That is where your heading, basically position paper, name of your country, what your committee is, what your agenda is, what your portfolio is, and a few pointers regarding your stance on the agenda should cover your position paper. Opening speech is very abstract, so opening speech should essentially give, once again, is more like a verbal explanation of your position paper is your opening speech, to put it in simple terms for you. S.A. Yathur, sir, do you know the timings? Yes, I do know the timings. What timings are you specifically asking about? That's Rian. Okay, Rian. Now I shall keep in mind. GSL, I think Kabir Singh, yes, make your GSL, make your positions, make both of them. But both of these things, check on your groups, right? The reason we've opened a lobbying groups is to check what your chairpersons are comfortable with, what your chairpersons are expecting from you. So these are the questions you must redirect out there so that you get a better clarity of how your executive board member is looking in terms of flow of the committee. Once again, I have lost the joy. The Just a minute. Just a moment. I lost the chat. I'm sorry. I'll just in a minute. Okay. Okay, I've got it. Hmm. Sorry, guys. Sometimes in YouTube, the chat continuously scrolls up, so I kind of lose out on where I had stopped in. So, sir, N. Mahesh, does moderator or unmoderated caucus open in IPL Mega Auction Committee? Yes, Mahesh, this is the last question I did answer. Check in with your chairperson. So, please explain whether there is any limit for the countries allied for blocks. No, Prafulla Raji, very valid question. No, there's no limit. The more people you get in the block, the more beneficial it is to you. So there's no predefined limit saying you can have only these people in your block. Hannah Shiruba. So, hi, sir. Can I clarify the TNLA committee functions like other committees with the Moderate Caucus and GSL? Yes, Hannah, you are absolutely right. It functions exactly the same way. Nikhil Sara, what is order, please? Uh, are you referring to point of order, Nikhil? If you could clarify that with me. Rapid math. Rather than GSL, do we have any other document to be submitted? You don't have to submit a GSL. You need to speak about the GSL. Rapid maths. Lalita, position paper, check with your chairperson. Is there a formal meeting? Is there, sir, there are no formal meetings on day one, right? Jiva, no, we're having lobbying session on day one. That's a time where you will meet the other students of your committee in person. So it is really important. Sujata Saravana Kumar, what is semi-formal for boys? Semi-formal for boys, maybe a pair of nice clean jeans, chinos, loafers, shoes, along with a shirt, maybe half sleeve, maybe full sleeve. I think that should come across as semi-formal for boys. Keshav, sir, can you explain setting up the agenda? It's basically a motion where we start committee, raise your placard, motion to set the agenda, mention your agenda, put it to informal vote, and you have set the agenda in your committee. Abhinaya Ilango. Sir, my committee is Arctic Council. My portfolio is New Zealand, but my country is not a member or observer of the Arctic Council. So, can I use fictional perspective of New Zealand with policies? I think that should be absolutely fine, Abhinaya. But I do believe New Zealand would have some say in the Arctic sovereignty aspect and its resources, whether they are officially part of the committee or not. So, try to do a little bit of research and see what the ideologies of your country essentially are. Madhumati, should we bring headphones? No, I don't think Madhumati, you don't need headphones for anything because it's more of a collaborative group discussion and headphones will bring you to a person's space. So please do not bring your headphones to the conference. Slayers, please do not call me out by my username unless just say something. Well, my question is, are allowed to look at a content during debates and our speeches? Slayers, I have to look at call you out by your username because you'd pay attention because you know your question is being answered then. So a question is, are we allowed to look at a content during debates and our speeches? Yes, like I said, it's not a examination where you have to kind of by heart something. So by all means, you can look at your content. Make sure you have it available offline though. Awesome S. Prog. AI is a very sophisticated topic mainly because literally everything is written in bullet points. But finding a difference between AI and human is the most easiest thing ever. That's not a question, that's a great comment, though I must say. Awesome S. Prog. SA Yatur's timings when we leave on Saturday. Finally, SA Yatur, you've got to the point. You leave at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, so we're going to be having a lovely socials where we have a lovely disc jockey, some fantastic dinner which includes pizzas, a lot of music, a lot of dance, and a lot of fun on Saturday evening, which begins from I believe I think 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. if I'm not wrong. Aesthetic Shine, thank you, sir. Aesthetic Shine, thank you as well. KPSM, sir, is digital watch available? What do you mean by digital watch? Like a smart watch? Diksha, can you explain mod and unmod? Yes, I've done this. Sir, do we have to prepare different opening speeches for different subtopics? Opening speech is just one, Misty Tiara, if I'm pronouncing right. Opening speech is just one. Apart from that, it's open discussion on the different subtopics. Bhuvan, Bhuvaneshwari Gurumurthy, do we have to prepare a GSL or OPED? And what about jeans and full-handed shirts with blazer on the day three? This is Dhanya. Okay, Dhanya, you have to prepare GSL. OPED again, check in with your chairperson. Jeans and full-handed shirts, you mean? Yes, full sleeve shirts is what you mean, is what I'm assuming. Yes, jeans and full sleeve shirts with a blazer on day three should be absolutely fine, Dhanya. Sales team, is GSL required for IPC? Sales team, please check that with your chairperson. Hanita Ravi, can I bring iPad? Yes, you can bring iPad. Meiji, New Zealand is an observer and scientific expertise. Thanks for pooling in, Meiji. Logesh V. Vinod Kumar R. Good evening, sir. Why five sessions are there when there are only three decided in schedule? I didn't understand your question, Logesh, at all. Don't compare the conference itinerary with the rules of procedure. They're two very different things. Rian, anyone from UNFCCCCCCC? That's the most interesting committee short form I've seen of the UN. Lakshmi, where does the Friday event occur? It occurs at a school called Heartfulness International School. On the map location, it would be Lalaji Memorial Omega International School. I'm going to be sending a message and an email with the exact map location of our school and our venue. Hollywood era, can we use AI for data? I have answered this question. You are quite early to our session. Kartika, sir, smartwatch. Why are you getting angry with me? Kartika, smartwatch is allowed. Yes, okay, fine. Smruti, sir, do we need to create multiple GSLs for multiple subtopics? GSL is just one, my friends. GSL is just one introduction to the agenda with your stats. Everything else is discussion based. HIS Omega, we have an exam on Friday. Will we be able to give on duty or will we have exam? Jeff, I know you want to bunk the exam, but that decision is made by your teachers. You must check with them. Nakshuvam. So, what is the agenda for UNEP? Preserving biodiversity. Veda position paper I've answered. Cristiano CR7 GOAT. Let's be honest, it's time for him to retire now. But anyhow, Apple Watch is allowed. Avinash. Sir, in our WhatsApp group, only admins are allowed to chat. Avinash, the WhatsApp groups are now open. I've checked on Arctic Council and UNEP, and both of them are open now. Neeta Sudhir. So, does the debate session start on Saturday? Lobbying session start on Friday, my friend. So you must be present. Discussions and deliberations, yes, in fact, do start formally on Saturday. Pizza Legend, is WhatsApp allowed? Yeah, I mean, if you're deliberating and sharing documents and engaging with people on your official WhatsApp group, it is allowed. But once again, check with your chairperson. Sir, is Kal allowed? Abhinav Patta Sarati, I did not understand your question. Nikhil Sara, I still don't understand what is order, please. Cristiano bro just wants to flex roses. What is that emoji? Izu. Hannah. Hi, sir. Can I clarify TNLA committee functions? Yes, Hannah, I've answered this question. What if a committee doesn't need a position paper? Then your committee doesn't need position paper. No stress at all. Lobbying starts on day one, Prafulla. Debate starts on day two. But lobbying session is very important for your debate session, so make sure you're present. Princey Da Vinci. Also, sir, can we look at a content or research while debating? I'm still going to call you out by your usernames, Priyanshis. Uh, yes, you can look at your content and research while discussing and deliberating, but please make sure you have it accessible offline. Lucky Harshas. Hi, sir. Just making sure the competition starts on Friday. No, on Friday we have a lobbying session. It is an important session for all of you. If you're looking to win Best Delegate, you must start lobbying in person on Friday. Please make sure that you're there on Friday. It is mandatory, it is compulsory, and it is in your best interest. Spidey's video web sir, is GSL mandatory? Yes, GSL is mandatory. Again, check with your chairperson if applicable to your committee. Akhil Rachi, can we handwrite the resolution paper? Yes, you can handwrite a resolution paper, but it will be faster and neater for you to have it typed out at large. Next up is digital watch allowed? Yes, digital watch is allowed, but I'm not understanding, guys, why do you want a digital watch out here? It's not like we're tracking our steps or calories, right? I mean, what benefit does this have to you inside an MUN conference? I mean, you can wear it for health purposes and your fitness purpose and so on, but I don't see any value contribution of it when it comes to your committee sessions at the conference. Padmaja Krishnan, if you're a neutral country and want to get a moderated caucus, what to do, sir? Please explain. You can propose a moderated caucus. This is a very valid question. Just because you may not be directly involved in an agenda does not necessarily mean you don't have the right to discuss it. You can discuss it, you can propose it, and you can vote for it. Whatever you think is right. Aise yatur timings, that's the only thing you're posting on the group, sir, timings, but you're not completing your sentence, so I'm not able to give you a complete answer. Tharun is cool, says thin crust forever. Okay, me too, because then you enjoy the pizza more. Rip the pizza legend. Thick crust, okay, fair enough. If it's cheese crust, I agree. BJ Smart TV, Sharman got the half boil cut. Okay, thanks so much. Uh, it's called something with T. Last remember, Tetty, Tertil. I forget what it's called. Anyhow, Mrs. Saria, what is the official agenda of the ECOSOC committee? So the official agenda for the ECOSOC committee is, my dear friends, I will just pull it up right here and tell you because it's quite a long agenda. To be honest with you, just hold on for a moment. Yes, the proposed ECOSOC agenda and the actual ECOSOC agenda is strengthening economic resilience of developing nations against maritime trade disruptions. This will include part of the Houthi as well also. Siddharth is like school Wi-Fi is 30 kbps. No, we've upped it a notch for the conference, don't worry, but it's still not going to be enough. Ashwin, I've answered this question. If you could scroll back to our chat. Where does the event, Lakshmi asks, where does the event? It happens at Heartfulness International School, aka Lalaji Memorial Omega International School, Kolapakam. You will receive a map link and a complete address with a final conference itinerary within 24 hours. Roar with Roshan. Okay, like a lion. So, do you work with Heartfulness School? Yes, I do very much do work with Heartfulness School. Rian, is anyone in UNFCCCCCC committee? See, Rian, these UNFCC questions cannot be asked again. Hollywood era, can we use AI for data? No, you cannot use AI for data. You can use AI for credible sources. Everything else need to be, you have to put in the effort yourself, not ask Chat GPT to do it. Okay. So timings. Can you make this session go until 11, until 7 are there? Yes, I mean, if required, we can go until 7, but I don't see the need for it to. Next up, Prafulla. Sir, we will wear colored dress while we arrive in school at HIS or we change before going. Again, this needs to be checked with your teachers. I think you should check with them once. Madhumati, how much time limit for a speech? Time limit depends on what is proposed in committee. Can be anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute to 90 seconds. Between 30 and 90 seconds is what you could consider. Fifth Element Studio, this is not Pizza Legend. I recognize Pizza like Legend now. What should we wear on Sunday? Western formals should be worn on Sunday. Prim, proper, tip, top, proper formals as Western formals on Sunday. Nitish Mohan, what is the difference between Hearts MUN and IIMUN? Hearts MUN is the largest conference of Chennai and an institutional platform of MUN in the Chennai circuit. I don't know about any third party organization thereafter. Aradhana Abhishek. What happens each session? Uh, what session are you referring to, Aradhana, if I may ask? Awesome as Prog. What if our committee doesn't need a position paper? Should we still make top? If you don't need, you don't need. Please don't repeat the same question twice, guys, because you're making me repeat it twice as well. Anu Sridhar, there are enemies in UNEP. You'll be surprised to know. Like USA, Donald Trump once made a statement saying he doesn't believe in climate change. So please explain to me how that works. And you know, there are a lot of enemies in UNEP because all the developed countries, they've already burnt out their non-renewable source of energies to become developed. And now they're telling us, hey, you don't do that. You do it the harder way and the more expensive way. So, you know, it's quite political, UNEP as a committee, if you go to see. It's not just like, hey, stop global warming. I mean, when we have to sit down to actually stop it, how do we do it? Will there be jamming sessions? No, there will be no jamming sessions. What is point of parliamentary inquiry? Asked Bhaskar. Point of parliamentary inquiry is if you have some doubt, like how you're asking me doubts about the rules of procedure, right? So just like you're asking me doubts about rules of procedure while you're in committee, in case you're facing some sort of doubt or some sort of question, then you can, if you're confused on what procedure you should use, raise your placard, say point of parliamentary inquiry, approach your chairperson, clarify whatever point in the procedure you're confused with, and I think that should be what your point of parliamentary inquiry essentially is. It is basically to help you use the right procedure in case you are in doubt during your conference. Padmaja Krishnan, for a neutral country to form a group is possible. Yes, why not? Because you're a neutral country, you can take the best of both worlds and be a leader in your committee, in my opinion. Princey Da Vinci, also known as Priyanshi, says, can we read a context while debating? Yes, you can. Smartwatch is allowed. Cristiano, I know fitness level is important for you, so smartwatch is allowed, fine. Next up, are chairing a committee. Sir, what if we use our own data? Yes, Ashwat, you can use your own mobile data. Some people are just writing sir and not asking me a question after. Nita, that's not fair. You should complete your question. Diksha says, you look better with your beard. Okay, fine, I will grow it again. Aradhna, so what are the subtopics for UNCSCD? Excuse me, Aradhna, that's for you to research. That is not for me to tell you. You need to go on the internet and find out. Now, you have this huge problem, right, in your committee. What is the solution to that? What are the contributing causes to that problem? These are your subtopics. Spidey's video web is a veg food or non-veg food? Veg food, but tasty veg food, the kind of veg food we like. So, where in the school, Siddharth Chirala asks us, where in the school are the debates going to take place? The debates are going to take place in our IB and Cambridge block because they're completely air conditioned and super comfortable. And yeah, that's where our block is going. That's where our discussions and debates are going to be taking place. Davi, 111 underscore underscore underscore. How many days speeches do we need to give? How many days speeches do we need to give? How many days speeches do we need to give? You got me there, Davi. You need to give as many speeches or and as many addresses as may be relevant in your discussions and deliberation. Nobody keeps accounts. You have to speak once, twice, or thrice. Where pertinent, voice your opinion. That's what you're here for. Rapid Maths GSL is not a document to be submitted. It is a address you need to give in committee. Ashwin K, sir, should we make a placard or will you give us? I will not give you, but it will be there for you in your committee already. Like it's part of the conference, you will have your placard at your committee, not to worry about it at all. Strawberry AI is not permitted, but can we use it as a guideline? Like I said, use AI to find credible sources, but get your research from credible resources. Do we need multiple GSLs? Sir, how to excuse myself? Ask Kartika. Point of personal privilege. Raise your placard, point of personal privilege, and accordingly you can excuse yourself. Hannah, you asked the same question 5 times. The answer remains the same. TNLA will follow the same process and same procedure like other committees. By the way, this is Priyanshi. I have explained about IPL auctions at the start of the first 10 minutes of the session. This answer has been given. Please scroll back and have a look. Why we all are repeating questions? Sir, could you please explain to everyone how to win Best Delegate? Jaya Prakash, this is $1 million question. It's like me asking you, how can I make $1 million overnight? The truth behind this answer is, in a nutshell, a lot of credible research, good knowledge, good debate skills, knowledge not only in your country but other countries as well, block forming, block leadership, initiation and solution making. This is how you will win Best Delegate. Shadow Storm Blows, grow a garden update on Saturday. What do you mean by grow a garden, Shadow? Roar with Roshan, are you chairing a committee? No, but I'll be visiting all committees for sure. PK 37268, is blazer allowed? Yes, absolutely allowed. Must want by you must wear if you have. If you don't have, don't force yourself to buy. Yes, Prefula Rajiv, this is absolutely correct. But you don't need to place a motion. You motion means you're placing. Basically, motion to open an unmoderated caucus for 10 minutes. That is what you need to do. If you look at the rules of procedure, have an offline copy with you in italics. It is highlighted what you need to speak when you want to raise a particular motion for unmoderated caucus or any other motion or point for that matter. Mhm. Just a moment. Again, I got lost. Just a moment. Let me scroll back to where I was. Is blazer compulsory is where we left. SVK, I have not got your question yet. Sir, I'm Omega Mind. So am I, Bhaskar. Smartwatch, if anybody asks me about asking for a smartwatch again, I will not allow it. What is the structure of a MUN meeting? Vijay, the structure of an MUN meeting is us sitting in a room with other leaders and solving world problems. What is the meaning of present and voting, as Prafulla? Present and voting means you're present in committee and you are exercising your voting right. Everybody has one vote, right? So you're present and you're voting. That is what it means. Rian, don't start spamming, you will be blocked. V4, please convince GS Global to let us come on Friday. I have already spoken to your school and I have said it is very important and mandatory for you all to come on Friday. So please make sure you are there. Magat Krishnan, what is the time limit for speech? Ranges between 30 to 90 seconds. Abhinav, yes, the chat's usernames are too funny. I think that's the fun of this session, right? I mean, we are going to be going answering about so many different questions, so might as well make it a little bit fun so we all get, engaged and enjoy the session while other people's questions are being answered. Shruti E, Can I include other portfolios in my GSL? Yes, you can include other portfolios in your GSL. About accommodation, no accommodation. Accommodation is closed. Roar with Roshan, bro, and what we are associated with hearts in a very heartful way, if I may say. And Mahesh, what are subtopics for IPL mega auction? You need to speak with your chairperson. The subtopics is essentially just auctioning. That is where it will go about as such. Slayers, we have exams on 25th. See, I'll tell you one thing very honestly, Slayers. Exams come thrice a year. Heartsman comes once a year. So, what is more important? You decide. Izu, sir, can you tell me about the basic information required by delegates to have proper experience at an MUN? Also, during roll call, are we allowed to say allowed to say present and voting? Basic information. Basic information is well researched. There's no basic information. Have a offline copy of your rules of procedure. Have your own research done. Have an offline copy of your study guide. All of these things are the information that you require. See, the more information, how do you say, knowledge is power. The more knowledge, more information you have, the more prepared and more proper experience you will have in an MUN. For sake of horrible English from my end, but nonetheless, when it comes to present and voting, yes, please use the term present and voting. What is the format for raising a motion? Ask Sid and Shrav with sunglasses on. Yes, the format of raising a motion is raising your placard. How you raise your hand in school, you raise your placard over here. Motion to open ABC XYZ, whichever motion of your this thing. KPSM, my name is Sirisha, not KPSM. Is this Sister Sirisha from HIS Kana? Sister Sirisha, I'm so sorry, but I'm just going by the username in case that's you. Princey Da Vinci agrees with Slayer. Anithasri. Sir, can you explain the Divine Women's Council agenda more elaboratively? No, I'm not going to be explaining an entire agenda elaboratively. This is something that you need to do your research on your own, and you need to go through your study guide at large. That is where you will get maximum knowledge and information on your agenda. This is where you need to take initiative and you need to take research. Bhaskar Vishwanathan. Sir, which yield? At least spell correctly, guys. You'll come from the best schools of Chennai and you'll type like this. English, it's disheartening. Sir, which yield is the best to make? There is no best yield as such. It is the most suitable yield that you're looking to make. There's yield to questions, yield to comments, and in case there's confusion between the selection between the two, yield to the chairperson. Let the chairperson decide in case of confusion. Pizza Legend's real name is Navilan. Okay, but I'm still going to call him Pizza Legend. Jaya Prakash Vishwanathan, when I participated the first time, I did not actually speak at all. I was very afraid and very nervous. But as time progressed, I developed my skills in MUN. So, um, there's nothing like winning or losing in MUN. It's all about learning, networking, creativity, and come with that mindset. Don't come with the thing that, oh, I want to win a prize. Come here to experience something new, experience what is the largest student gathering of our state. That's what you have to come here for. Shadow Storm Blows, what is Grow a Garden update? Please tell me. Sir, we have exams in SFIS on 25th. Exams, best of luck is all I can say. Thanks, Meiji. Meiji's been really helpful in helping me in this session. Princey Da Vinci. Okay, I did not know. I'm sorry. There are many MUNs happening. I'm Kenya. Are you in UNFCCC WhatsApp group? Finally, Rian has found someone. Bhaskar is like, okay, 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 sir, multiple times. Diksha says explain one on one versus two on two. So one versus one and two versus two. So there are 30 people in the committee, and suppose there are people who want to debate exclusively with one another or in teams of two. Then we use this motion called motion to open a one on one and name the delegates or portfolios, or two on two for a maximum period time of 3 minutes. Roar with Roshan. What if it rains? Well, if it rains, we have to be weather ready. I have sent you all a mail saying please be weather ready. Carry a raincoat or an umbrella with you. Please carry a portable one, not an industrial size one, because you know it will be complicated for you to carry it around. But I have already had a long conversation with the rain gods. We have had a detailed meeting, and they have told us that it will not rain. And if it does, we must enjoy the moment and remain dry at the same time. Prafulla Rajiv, sir, while we have the MUN, where will you be? I will be omnipresent. I will be everywhere. Prabhu, Prashant, in a few months, the chair starts GSL in some V raise motion to open the general speakers list for duration. What about this? Prabhu, both ways is fine. As I said, as long as you do GSL one way or the other, there should be no problem. Finally, a valid question. Padmaja Krishnan, I am Tanzania and UNEP. What should be the preparation? Preparation is go and research, my friend. Tanzania has some of the most amazing, national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and greenery around. So you're so involved in UNEP, you should go ahead and do a little bit of research on how the biodiversity in Tanzania should be sustained. The beautiful beaches of Zanzibar. I mean, it's a great country involved in UNEP, in my opinion. Slayers is like we have exams on 25th. First he's laughing, then he's praying, and then he's. I think exams should be banned. I've reiterated this multiple times. Omega Dragon Fire Ninja opening ceremony is happening in Omega. Hollywood era. So last time I participated as much as I can and won best delegate in WHO Sweden. Now in HMUN, I'm in WHO again, and I'm Netherlands. So participating as much topic get me best delegate. See, Hollywood era, you participate well, you do well, you speak well, you'll win best delegate. So you said that phone signal is allowed, but a chair said that in updated rules it is not. So basically, as per the discretion of the chairperson, in case the Wi-Fi is not working, then I'm sure chairperson will allow you, right, to use your mobile hotspot. Narun's Kingdom. I wonder where that is. Is passport required? Laptop, phone, or tablet? A combination of two with phone. Basically, phone or laptop, and phone or tablet, but not all three. Not required all three. Can help you with all locations. I am from his sales team. What exactly happens at the lobbying session? Valid question, my friend. So lobbying session essentially is when we strategize, when all of us from the different schools and committees, we meet together, make new friends, hang out, and plan how we are going to get this committee in our favor. In my opinion, guys, honestly, lobbying session is one of the most important sessions of an MUN conference, genuinely speaking, because once you're in committee, you start with GSL and you're debating, but you don't have a platform, you don't have a strategy, you don't have a plan. The lobbying session is where the plan is made, and that's the reason why I'm emphasizing to make sure all of you are there on Friday. Is it compulsory, Dr. Jivita asked, to wear blazers or Western formals? Yes, it's compulsory. Actually, it's not compulsory. If you have, then wear. If you don't have, wear the closest you can to Western formals, but no need for you to go out and purchase. Agne Kannan, I have received your mail about the National Math Talent Competition as well. I think so. Uh, Try to make sure you're there on time as far as possible. Bhaskar Vishwanathan, where do you live? I live in a suitcase, to be honest with you, because I'm continuously traveling. Rian, so do you see the profile red Ferraris? Bro, you're having internal conversations on a public platform. Sir, is it a game? What is a game? Is Roblox? 1 minute. Again, I lost a chat. I'm sorry. It's YouTube is acting up. Mm, is it compulsory to bring device? Yes, Dr. Jivita, I strongly recommend because we don't want your child to mug up 100 million things, right? So please send your devices. Diksha, please explain block. Blocks are basically like teams. In a debate, you have four, you have against. In MUN, you have blocks. One block supports a particular ideology, the other block supports the opposing ideology. It's like for and against. Yours got blocked. Will we give speech in alphabetical order? Again, that depends on chairperson, Bhaskar. Next up, resolutions. Today we're going to conclude the session with resolutions. That is what I was coming to. So, guys, further questions, what I'd recommend you all to do, and I will request the chairpersons to address them, is please redirect your further questions on your respective group, your chairperson's group. Please allow the chairperson some time to reply to them as well. Coming to the final thing that I want to explain to you, that is something known as resolutions and formal voting. And formal voting. What is a resolution? My friends, what is a resolution? Resolution is the solution to your entire agenda. Is a solution to your entire agenda. How do you reach the solution? Where do you get it from? So, if you recall from yesterday's session, a resolution, what happens in a committee, we have mainly moderated caucuses, unmoderated caucuses, and working papers. Moderated caucus is discussion of one subtopic. Let's visualize. Your whole geography textbook, yesterday's example, has multiple chapters. Each chapter is discussed in detail, studied in detail. After every chapter, there are question and answers, solutions that you need to write, right? At the end of every chapter. These are like your working papers. You complete chapter 1, you solve the question answers of chapter 1. Then you move to chapter 2, solve the questions of chapter 2. Then chapter 3, and so on and so forth. Finally, when you finish all the solutions of all the chapters of your textbook, you have completed your entire subject. Similarly, your resolution is like that. Your agenda is broken down to multiple sub-agendas. Each sub-agenda is discussed in moderated caucus, and the solution to that sub-agenda is formulated in unmoderated caucus known as working paper. Once you discuss all the sub-agendas and formulate all the working papers, you compile all the working papers together in a proper format. That is known as a resolution. And the resolution is really simple. It has preambulatory clauses and actionable clauses. Preambulatory clauses you will get from where your moderated caucus topics. Preambulatory clauses basically is identifying the problems that have contributed to this big agenda. And the actionable clauses are the working paper points to each testing. So your preambulatory clause 1 will be your moderated caucus topic 1. Your actionable clause 1 will be the points from your working paper 1. Similarly, preambulatory clause 2 will be the moderated caucus topic 2, and the how do you say actionable clauses will be the working paper 2. Like this, you will complete your resolution. Basically, what is a resolution? It is a compilation of a working paper. That is, all the working papers compiled together make your resolution. This is the only thing, for those of you who are paying attention, this is the only thing that goes through formal voting, which brings us to what is formal voting, the most important voting in the conference. There are 3 rounds. The first round is basically simple majority. Whether this solution should be presented in the committee or not. Means should this solution even be put forth for the further voting procedures. If it passes, then we go to round 2. In round 2, you can raise different points, point of information and point of orders. These are basically for clarifications and factual inaccuracies. And based on these 2 things in round 2, different amendments can be made. And finally, in round 3, you have 3 options: agree, disagree, and abstain. Agree means yes, I'm voting for this resolution, let's do it. Disagree means I'm voting against this resolution, let's not do it. Abstain means I don't want to involve myself in this resolution any further. These are your 3 rounds of formal voting. Just to explain, first, simple majority, whether this resolution should be discussed or not. Second, any changes that wants to be made in the resolutions if it is put up for discussion. And finally, your 3 rounds, your 3 options for voting: agree, disagree, and abstain. And finally, you must remember, unlike informal voting, this form, this form essentially, this form essentially requires you, this form essentially requires you to have 2/3 majority in the committee. To have 2/3 majority in the committee. Only then and then will the resolution pass. With this, my friends, we conclude with the rules of procedure for our conference. That being said, wishing you all the very best for the upcoming Hearts MUN. Further questions, I'd request you to redirect on your respective committee group. Give your chairperson some time to reply to you. Don't be impatient. I'm sure they will reply as well. God bless you all. Best wishes. Welcome to Hearts MUN 2025. See you on Friday evening for what is touted to be one of the most memorable experiences of the students participating this year. Nandri to all of you.